have a quick unboxing here of the Windows Elements SE. This is the portable storage device. It's a 1 terabyte. I've used WD Elements for quite a while. Actually, used the 2 terabyte drive that was hooked to my computer, and I gave it to my son for his PlayStation. So basically, I stayed with this company, and they are a pretty good company. So let's just read the contents here. It's a portable hard drive, USB cable, WD Discovery software, which you're not going to use for all drives management. You don't use that. Now you can if you want. Quick install guide, internet activation required, which you'll never need to use any of that unless you want or have a purpose for it. Compatibility is Windows 10, Windows 8.1, or Windows 7 operating system. Downloadable NTFS driver to read/write on Mac OS. Reformatting required to use Time Machine. Compatibility may vary depending on user's hardware. Configuration operating system, 2-year limited warranty. So basically, if you're going to use this with a Mac, so you can see there it's compatible for both. Adding this with exFAT would be the appropriate one to use for the PC and Mac if you want to use this back and forth. Do not use the FAT32 because you're going to have nothing but problems. I don't even know why that format is even available because nobody uses it anymore. So exFAT would be the appropriate one to format this with. If you want to use this as a time machine, and like say for instance 500 gigs devoted to the time machine only, you can partition this 500 gigs. I don't even think you need 500 gigs, you guys, depending on how much stuff you have on your computer. But if you just want to have your time machine back up your software, OS, or whatever it may be, 300 gigs would be probably sufficient. So partitioning your drive for 300 gigs and set it up with your time machine probably would work just fine. Now, I probably will be doing the same thing for this one. I'll probably just use 300 gigs on this and the rest for whatever, because I don't use a whole terabyte. So basically, we read the contents on it, and it's got a high-capacity portable storage plug and play, which works really good. Let me see. There's really not too much to say about the drive. I have used it, and I've already opened it up. The drive, it's pretty small. It's pretty thin. It's actually pretty light. It has the 3.0 cable. And if you don't know what 3.0 cables are, they're usually blue inside. They have this type of connection. Cable's about roughly probably a foot long, 12 inches. Basically, this is it. It's just a small hard drive like this. There's really not much to it. As you can see, it's got a not a glossy, but a matte finish to it. And it's got little rubber bumpers on the bottom. This is quite the little drive. I've transferred some files, actually probably, we see close to 250 gigs so far, almost 300 gigs, to this from my Mac computer, and it was pretty quick. I don't know if it says what the speeds it reads at. Let me give you a quick look. It doesn't say how many megabytes per second, but it should. I think it was around 100 or 120. I think it was. I can't quite remember, but it's pretty quick. I never had a problem with it. I've used it now for a few days, and it seems to work really good. So today, portable is the way to go. If you're going to buy a hard drive for your PlayStation, SSD really is not the way to go. You're not gaining anything. I mean, if you can get an SSD cheap, go ahead, but you're not going to gain anything. There's no extra speed or anything there when you're using it with your PlayStation. Usually SSD on a internal device would probably be the way to go if you're building a computer or something like that. So basically, this is all you really need. You can get this little device up into, well, probably as big as you want. I did see a 4 terabyte one that was I think it was $159.99, which was a good buy. I think it was on sale, and I was going to buy it, but I'm not ready to upgrade my PS4, and that's the only thing I really need it for. This is for my Mac, just for a time machine, and I'm going to partition for that. And also, I'm going to use it just to keep files off my Mac just in case something happens, because you never know. I do a lot of video editing, and the 1 terabyte seems to do for me. I never even used the whole terabyte when I had 2 terabytes. So I had that 1 terabyte partition for the time machine, and I used the other terabyte for whatever, but never ever used it. So I just gave it to my son for his PlayStation, and it works really good on his PlayStation. Now, if you're going to use a hard drive on your PlayStation, make sure it's 3.0 because it's only compatible with 3.0. A lot of people don't know that unless you go into the PlayStation guidelines for external hard drives, and the information you need to know, it should be right there on the website. So anyways, this hard drive has been pretty good. I've had it now for about a month, and I like it. So I thought I would share this with you guys. The Elements SE is a really good hard drive, you guys. Pick one up. You could probably get them on sale for $60 would be the way to go. I paid almost 85 bucks or something like that, and I had to have it right away. But yeah. So anyway, you guys, if you have any questions about this or partition or what format, I just told you what format, and the exFAT would be the way to go. But don't go 32 because you're going to have nothing but problems. If you're going to use it strictly just for Mac, you can go in the settings and use this strictly for Mac, but I wouldn't recommend it. Unless you're going to partition the drive, then you go partition that particular partition for Mac only for your time machine. That's what they're telling you. You got to go and do that as well. But other than that, there's really not too much to say. But this is quite a sleek, nice little hard drive, and it's light. It will fit in your pocket. You can go with it anywheres. Even if you have a partition for your time machine and you want to go, just unplug it. It'll update anyway. It'll back up eventually when you plug it back in. But you can download anything onto this and go. That's all there is. Just a cable and that. So thanks for watching, you guys. If you have any questions, please rate and subscribe this video, and please don't forget to share, unless maybe somebody out there might want to know some information or see this little device. I didn't unbox it because it really isn't much to unbox, and it's a pain in the ass to get into the packaging, so you gotta use scissors and everything else. She's well secured. I like the feature of a 2-year warranty. If anything happens to this device, there's no questions asked. They will replace. I've dealt with the company before on similar items with one item before, and it was the only time I had to deal with it. And they, no problem, no questions asked. They sent me a new one. They didn't even ask to return. So anyways, thanks you guys, and thanks for watching. Please rate, subscribe, and have a wonderful day.